Welcome to the 5th edition of the CONTENTshift-Accelerator award show, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here physically and not digitally, because a lot of things have gone a bit crazy this year. COVID-19 has led to a lot of stuff being cancelled, and so for me it's really fantastic to be here in Frankfurt. Obviously it's not the Frankfurt Book Fair and it's all a bit different, but I'm so happy that the CONTENTshift team decided to go through with this against all odds. And this is actually my 4th edition, and I have to say, for me, it's always really wonderful to see all the different startups. They're all really different. The diversity is fantastic. They have great originality, great creativity, and if I had only an ounce of that talent, I would definitely apply for the program, the CONTENTshift program from the Börsenvereinsgruppe, because it's a fantastic thing. I mean, not only do you have a mentor all to yourself who guides you through, who helps you tweak your content, you also have workshops, webinars, and you even have a workshop in the buzzing city of Frankfurt. You get a weekend with your jury member or with your mentor, and you get to work on your whole startup content. So that's great. But unfortunately, I don't have that talent. Actually, 5 other people have that talent, and you will hear more about them later in the show. Also, if you are an industry player and you want to invigorate your company and you want to get some inspiration and work closely with potential startups that could be interesting for your line of work, then you can support this program, and then you get to be a jury member, which is fantastic, and you get to work with these startups. So all in all, a brilliant thing to do for both industry players and for startups. And also, if you get to be Startup of the Year, you win a whopping 10,000 euros. So let's see who's going to get those 10,000 euros this year. They're going to get a champagne for all of us, of course, at the end of the show. Some of the supporters this year are Hugo Dubel, Thalia, Wiley VCH, Lehman's Media, and the Cornelsen Group. And in June, they all convened here in Frankfurt, and 10 startups came here and they pitched their idea, and then the jury had to choose 5 finalists, which I'm sure was very difficult, but they did choose 5 finalists, and these 5 startups are here. They're buzzed up, they're ready to pitch. They have 5 minutes to do their pitch, after which I will ask some of them who are physically here a few questions. 2 of the startups unfortunately can't be here today, but they will have a little video pitch so you can see what their startup is about, but I can't ask them any questions, unfortunately. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about the first contender. It is Artificial Connect. Rolf and his colleagues developed software that enables automated content creation for use by publishers and media companies. The startup currently offers 2 software solutions. While their AC.Events automates the generation of event texts and provides the editor with suggestions in a personalized environment, their AC.Textum creates abstract and context-based summaries of journalistic texts. So please put your hands together, those few people who are here, for our first contender here, Felix Rolf from Artificial Connect.
Hello, and thank you for having me. I'm very pleased to announce today that I will present AC Events, a product that is aiming the event market with a software background. That said, we are developing an AI solution, so we are using a technology of the area of machine learning to automatically generate text, and especially event texts. So what I would like to show you today is some of the first insights into the product. What you can see right here is a guess that you can get about the product and about the web application that we developed. Artificial Connect is a company that tries to build products for different areas where content is generated and distributed, and AC Events is aiming at that kind of category. So AC Events is a service for the event industry. If it is readings or if it is concerts or any other type of event, we are trying to cover that, and what we are trying to do is to generate short or medium-sized or very large content and in a text form to automatically distribute these content and these texts in different channels, like for example Twitter or Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram or the website, or within a personalized mailing of the publisher. First of all, to underline the importance of the reading market, for example, I brought some figures to you. As you can see here, 10.5 million people in Germany, only in Germany, are interested in attending events that consist out of readings. That is about 13% of the German population. And what we would like to do is to simplify the process of event creation and of the whole process of organizing a reading to better reach customers. There are 2 or 3 points that we would like to address. The first 2 are, on the one hand, that you can save a lot of time by using an automated tool to announce all the events that you are hosting. And the second advantage is that we would like to distribute all that information via a cross-media channel. So, as I mentioned earlier, to not only publish those event data, for example, on your website, instead using social media, mailings, and so on. And last but not least, we are trying to generate the texts in a very, very target-specific style. So, for example, that a woman in the age of 50 with a very special interest in a specific genre gets a different text than maybe a young boy that is interested in books, or maybe a person like me or my girlfriend would get a different text as well. So what we are trying to do is to get an idea of what customers would like and what customers would dislike, and to use a style that might that might bring the better result in form of click rates and in form of booking rates to the customer. What does that look like? As you maybe can see here a little bit, we developed a web application, and this web application comes with some kind of database. In this database you can manage all your event data, and you can upload events. So for example, if you would like to announce a reading, you can simply go to the form and enter into a form some of the key data. For example, the author or the book or the location where the event will take place. Besides using the form, you can also use an XML upload. If you are, for example, a very big company that is hosting a lot of events during a year, then typing all that information into a form might be a little bit too time intense. So you could do it via an automatic way as well. And what then happens in the background is that we are gathering all the information. We are looking at other channels from which we gather additional information, so that in the end we are creating a text, some form of content, as you can see here. What you're looking at is a reading that is announced. This reading will take place in December. It is about a very famous German author, and in this area you can see different parts. You can see an introduction, you can see there the event will take place in December on the 19th. It will take place at around 7:30 p.m. You can see the location, you can see some additional information about the author, you can see some information about the book itself, you can see more background information about the author. So if you're very engaged with the content, and if you're a huge fan, for example, of this specific type of content, or this author himself, then you are getting a lot of different information. And the way that we are creating this text and this outlines right here depends on the people that we are distributing it to. After creating this first event text, we will go on to establish the different channels I spoke about. Let's look at the timetable. Because we are right now at the beginning of a phase in which we will improve the service so that we will generate content, not only in German, but also in the English language and other languages to come, with a high quality and with integrations of additional tools to enrich the content. So, for example, Wikipedia or the WLB and other services. In the next quarter, so in the beginning of 2021, we will finish and post-style all the other channels, especially the channels Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and mailings, so that you as a publisher, for example, or a book chain can use this product to automatically distribute your information to all the different channels. And then after that, we will start into a test phase on the one side with a technology part and on the other side with some customers from the industry to enter the production state, so the launch in the second quarter of 2021. That's it so far. Let's take a very short look at our team, because I'm not doing that all by myself. I have three very, very brilliant co-workers working with me. Matthias, Alex and Mark, with different backgrounds, mainly a tech background in the area of machine learning. And together, the four of us are looking forward to work with you on this product, to get some impressions, to get feedback on the product development, and to further go towards our goal to build a product, an all-in-one solution that provides you with a service that you might need if it comes to events and the whole process of event management. Thank you.
Distance. Important. Thank you, Felix. How did you feel?
Oh, great. Thank you.
I loved it. I'm kind of planning to become very famous next year, and then I'm going to write a book, and I want you to write all my texts for all my readings. Yes, you've convinced me, definitely.
Great.
So let me ask you, you underwent the program.
Yes.
Can you describe a little bit how you changed your strategy, or what an impact it had on your strategy?
Yeah. So, as you introduced us, you mentioned that we have two products that are still in development.
Which actually, I said it wrongly, didn't I? I said ac.events, but I heard you say AC events. So.
Yeah, that's no problem. That's no problem. I think it's either way is fine. So AC events and AC Textsum, they are both products within the area of natural language processing. And what I presented today is AC events. AC Textsum is another for us very promising product. And by the beginning of the 3-month period, we weren't exactly sure which product would fit or would suit the program better and would be helping us to enter the book industry at an early point in time. So by the beginning, we thought a lot about thinking and rethinking about our product. So I think it took us 2 or 3 weeks to really find out what kind of value we can bring to the customer, and we had very good feedback there. Who was
your mentor?
We spoke a lot with Harald Tenzler and Detlef Büttner, and the input we got from them was very valuable for us.
And if somebody says, you've got to maybe let go a bit of AC text, is it easy for you to take on that kind of feedback, or is it something, but for us both seem really promising? Was that a difficult choice to make?
Well,
like kill your darlings, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. In both products, we invested a lot of time, and we are still doing. It is so we are not just only focusing for 100% on one product, because both products can help each other down the line, or down the road. And we were really much looking at the business case behind that. And the feedback we got there is that the book industry with the specific needs and compared to our state of development, does not fit. We would need some more months for AC Textsum to really be or to bring a competitive product to the market with AC Textsum within the book industry, because the book industry works very differently compared to other media industries, for example. So it wasn't that hard from an emotional side to let go of the one product and to go towards the other one, because they're both equal products for us, and we are spending a lot of time to bring them to market. So that was a quite good and quite easy decision.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your pitch. It sounds really exciting, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
And yes, we're going to talk about our second pitch. I think the idea was, I think you have to leave this way.
Yeah, I will.
Distance.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
And the second startup is Plus Plural. It's all about inclusion in both directions, says its founder Christina Oskui, an author, self-publisher and social entrepreneur. After doing some research, Oskui realized that there are very few good books for visually impaired children, and Oskui's aim is to develop a barrier-free medium for blind and sighted children, a hybrid that combines the characteristics of a book and a tactile educational toy. And now, in more detail, unfortunately they can't be here in person, but they've made a wonderful little video pitch. So now we're going to see the pitch of Pascal Heusner and Christina Oskoi from Plus Plural.
Dear audience, dear ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to be at the final of the CONTENTshift 2020. My name is Christina Oskoi. I'm an author, self-publisher and member of the team Plus Plural, which includes Pascal Heusner as a product designer. Before we report about our project and our team Plus Plural, I would like to ask you, please close your eyes and think about your favorite children's book. Now stop. Now try to imagine your favorite children's books without any beautiful, colorful illustrations. That might be difficult for you, but there are 37 million blind and 124 million visual impaired people worldwide who can't read classic children's books. Reading or reading aloud makes no fun for them.
Thank you, Christina, for your introduction. As a product designer, now I want to tell you something from the practical development of our product. What if children read and understand the same book together in a kind of visual way, in a kind of tactile way, and of course in a playful way? We want to make a product that is fun to read and also fun to sense. This product contains a kind of a fan, and this fan contains a kind of story. The story is like an adventure where characters go through, and through this adventure the characters get through some tactile experience and experiments. And as a child, as a reading child or as a feeling child, you can get through these experiments too and make the same experience as the guys from the adventure. The product contains a mixture of objects from the daily life you can use to go through these experiments, and also it contains some stuff as a toolbox out of this box, like these little box here, the shaking box, where you can, as a sample, put stuff in, then you shake it and try to find out what's inside out of the sound it makes while shaking. The target market is very difficult because the target market of visual impaired children is a smaller bubble. But if we see the whole bubble with the seeing children here, because there are more seeing children than visual impaired children in the world, we can get one whole complete target market. And it's way more easier to design a product for more people than design a product for less people. And we want to make it possible to design a successful product for both, for seeing people and visual impaired people, that they are able to connect together.
We see ourselves in Team Plus Plura as an idea development atelier and would like to continuously build up a whole world of topics to make learning to read and write easier for all children, so that inclusion works in both directions in the future. We are looking for long-term cooperation partners and your support in the area of production as well as in sales as in marketing. Our existing network already includes experts who want to test our solutions in practice, as well as multipliers who have been waiting for our product for a long time. In these special times, we all have learned that you can't leave anyone behind, so we want to make it easier for everyone to learn Braille and open a different perspective for the needs of blind people. Thank you very much for your attention. We are now at your disposal for questions and suggestions. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Our third contender today is called Sciflow, and Sciflow is a startup that describes itself as the Google Docs for science. The company's aim is to work together with science libraries to simplify the process of science and academic publishing. A key element in achieving this goal is the automated formatting of texts in accordance with the requirements of specific publishers and universities. Over 1,000 students, researchers and research institutes are already using the text program today. Please welcome on stage Carsten Borchert from Sciflow.
Hi everybody, it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm Carsten from Sciflow. And to put it in a nutshell, Sciflow is like a Google Docs for academia with publishing capabilities. So as someone who did a PhD myself, I know about the frustrating aspects of getting published. Formatting, for example. A recent study showed that researchers spend about 2 days per paper just for formatting the text. Also, collaboration can be quite tricky because most researchers still use like Microsoft Word and email and send those emails around with attachments, and as deadline approaches, the version chaos arises. And also, reuse of the text can be quite restrictive in the sense that if you want to do a preprint, postprint, or put your own text on your own website, you have to do it manually. So, introducing Sciflow. You researchers, students can all sign up for free. There's no installation necessary. Just go to our homepage and create a free account. You can start writing with all your co-authors right away. So no more version chaos. And all the references you collected before can be integrated to Sciflow. And of course, Sciflow ticks the boxes for data privacy and data security. But probably the best thing is that you don't have to format the text manually. Sciflow does it for you, so the text you've written can be exported in the right journal format. All right, let's have a look at the benefits. So first is collaboration, because writing is really a core activity for researchers, and Sciflow brings researchers closer together when writing. So no more sending around emails. Yeah, and as Professor Gash puts it, it's a pragmatic way to improve collaboration within research projects. And the second benefit is that it takes the hassle out of publishing. No more formatting, researchers can focus on what is important to them, their research. Sciflow has the journal templates. Sciflow has also the journal templates for universities, so students can write their thesis, and with a click of a button, it can be exported in a formatted PDF right before the deadline. Yeah, and there's more. Let me show you an example. So this is my PhD thesis. On the left, you see it how it looks in the library today, and I have to admit, not very appealing. And on the right side, it's my thesis again, but with Sciflow technology. And as you see, it's full HTML. It's responsive, it's on mobile, is what you would expect from a state-of-the-art publication. And yeah, moving on, I mentioned that Sciflow can be used for free. Universities and research institutions pay for Sciflow to get the most out of it. Our most common services we offer are premium support, customized templates, and trainings. It's an annual fee research institutions pay based on their size. So far, we have 13 institutions in Germany and I'm proud to share that we have a 100% renewal rate, so nobody ever cancelled a SciFlow contract, and I think that's great. Moving on to CONTENTshift. So there are two updates I want to share. First, we got a lot of customer feedback about the SciFlow app, and one major request was that there should be a premium spell checking directly integrated to SciFlow. And I'm happy to share that we exactly delivered on that. So Duden Mentor is integrated in SciFlow, and the premium language checker for German language is available directly in SciFlow starting November this year. And second update, what happened during CONTENTshift was that we worked on a new product actually. It's called Scifi Publish, and it's for university presses and small scholarly publishers who don't have an XML publishing workflow yet. And it's really about to have a simple, easy to use and efficient process workflow to create any kinds of format for publishers, whether it be PDF, HTML or EPUB. And if you're interested in hearing more about SciFlow and our company, I'd like you to our webinar tomorrow. All information can be found on our website. There's a banner where you can click on and register. Would be great to see you there, and thanks for having me today.
You're a doctor. Nobody told me. Had I known, I would have said Dr. Carsten Borchardt. Thank you, Carsten. How many times did you say this text in the last 3 months?
So a lot.
I always wonder how many times you have to practice a pitch. Can you name it? Can you name a number?
I can't say a specific number, but especially this presentation in English, I practice a lot.
Yeah. Last night even?
Last night even, and this morning too.
Okay, yeah. Amazing. Yeah, and I was wondering, you know, like you have that workshop weekend in Frankfurt. Do you then, obviously you pitch maybe there as well, and then you talk to the other startups about the pitch and exchange information?
Yeah.
How was that? Did they give you feedback?
No, I think this is something great about CONTENTshift, that there are other startups involved, and of course we share information and give feedback and say what we like and maybe say what we don't like. And so it's a good exchange. And when it comes to pitching or presentation, you have to do this a lot during CONTENTshift. At first, to get into the final round, you have to do a pitch. Then in Frankfurt there are pitches, and even today that's the second pitch because we had a first pitch in front of the jury before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you mentioned 2 new sort of things that you have evolved, like the Scifi Publish. And the spell check, is that something that kind of came up during the program, the CONTENTshift-Accelerator, or were those ideas already there before?
So we had the idea before actually, but in a startup you have a lot of ideas, and it's not just about having the idea, but also to prioritize it and to say what is important and what is not important. And this is where CONTENTshift helped a lot, because you get a lot of feedback from the jury, from the coaches, from the mentors, and then
Did you just say coaches?
Yeah.
Coaches.
Coaches.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was like a nice little name you'd given them now, like the coaches.
The coaches.
Cute. The coaches. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can say, okay, they said they liked the idea of Duden Mentor, and they said they liked the idea for Scifi Publish, and especially for Scifi Publish, this is something they were really into, and so we really focused on that and pushed that project forward. Yeah.
And I would have thought researchers know how to spell, but obviously they don't. Kind of would have thought. No.
To have a little help always makes sense, I guess.
Well, cool. Well, thank you so much. Brilliant pitch, and good luck to you too, Carsten.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and we are going to continue with our third contender, who unfortunately is also not here today. Alinea is the name of the artificial intelligence created by the Freiburg-based startup Script Bakery AI. The task of Alinea is to make it easier for proofreaders to perform their work, while also making the entire process of reviewing incoming texts more efficient and expedient. The simple and effective process saves publishers a considerable amount of time and gives them greater accuracy when reviewing manuscripts. And here is the video from Script Bakery AI.
Welcome. I'm Patrick Kaiser. I'm Chief of Operations at Script Bakery, and I want to begin with a question. Did you know that 98% of all manuscripts in the publishing sector are rejected unread? It's a huge amount of text, a huge amount of potential. And the reason why it isn't used right now and rejected unread is historic. Of course, you have a huge amount of text that is very hard to handle if it's analog. It's printed out, you can't add easily any data. You have to do it all manually with humans, rate it by a human, throw it in the trash by a human. This process, which originated historically in the publishing market, is costing the publishing houses a lot of money. We estimate about 4,500 euros for a medium-sized publishing house which receives around 200 manuscripts per month. This cost is ours to cut. Our service digitizes the reception and administration of texts. Along with the artificial intelligence Alinea, you can analyze manuscripts, view and evaluate them from anywhere. This benefits you in many ways. We have, of course, the digitalization aspect, which is huge because now you can work from anywhere. You can work remote, and you can automate the process, which results in a lot of productivity and will result in cost cutting. Also, we have an artificial intelligence which will help you customize your data, use it all, and also help you with the editorial rating of the text. In this way, with our service, you can use the resources you get to its fullest potential.
Let me introduce you to Alinea, our artificial intelligence which supports you with administration of your workflow in proofreading and editing. Alinea analyzes about 150 linguistic metrics of a text and compares them to your current publishing program. Some of the features of Alinea are the recognition of readability, emotions, and probable proofreading effort. Also, diversity of topics and metadata suggestions are possible with Alinea. It also improves your metadata handling. This by using natural language processing and artificial intelligence. The basis of Alinea are about 25,000 full-text assets and about 1.7 million metadatas. We also have about 200 million further data points on hold. And by the way, we can also adjust Alinea to your special needs in your publishing house.
You can decide for your own which service you want. We have the management on one side, which helps you digitize your manuscripts, helps you categorize all the data, and also is useful, for example, for automated rejection. This is the real time saver. In addition to that, we have analytics. And these analytics Tony showed you are starting from €6 per manuscript. It all depends, of course, of your individual workflow and the amount of data you have and the amount of data you want to get. Reach out to us. We have a price calculator at our homepage. We are looking forward to working with you. We are also looking forward to work with investors, because right now we are boosting the book market, but what's next is for us to focus on content markets. We want to categorize content and make it more visible for every publishing content media studio. So, for example, games, music and films. We have huge plans. We are happy to tell you about it. If you want to, reach out to us at hello@scriptbakery.de email. Thank you.
And we have come to our final startup of the day, and it is from the analog realm. Frederick Geiger, the founder of Questlog, always loved traveling. Who doesn't? Unfortunately, we can't do it at the moment, but maybe sometime in the future again. And collecting things. And the product he eventually came up with manages to combine both Quest logs are lovingly designed wooden storage boxes that allow users to collect analog and digital travel memories. Please put your hands together for Frederick Geiger in person, analog, here today. Come up.
Hi, and thanks for having me. I'm really excited to present Questlog today, which is the product I came up with a couple of years ago. So I believe that traveling doesn't have to stop once you return home. I think reviewing and revisiting your memories can always yield new insights and you can discover new things. I also think that sharing your experiences with your loved ones, with your close friends and your family can infuse them with meaning. At least that's how knowledge was transferred between generations in entire civilizations for a long time, long before Instagram was invented, for example. Which brings me to the next point. I do believe that the medium that you use, that you intend to use to share your experiences, already influence the quality of the moment as you experience it in the present. Sounds very complicated, but what I mean is, if you take a lot of selfies and share them instantly, it kind of affects how you live in the present than if you just collect things and then plan on sharing it with your close friends later on. So this is where our product comes in. Questlogs are made from all natural materials. They are available in any conceivable, for any destination, and each variant features an outline of the destination in the front, and you can mark your individual travel path. And I'm sure you all know the saying, out of sight, out of mind. It is kind of very true, and I think that's the reason why travelers have always collected souvenirs and why I have a lot of drawers and boxes full of stuff that I collected from trips that are really anchored to personal experiences. And with Questlog, I created a product that kind of allows you to store these travel memories and the physical product, the physical items that they're connected to, and then present them in an attractive way. So to sum it up and to just reify what Questlogs are and how they work. So first you go travel and please enjoy your trip and don't take too many selfies. And once you come home, you go and buy a Questlog, or maybe someone has gifted it to you even before you left and it is there waiting for you. And you can mark your individual travel path, and then you can insert all the small items that you collected and that are really precious to you. And then the next step, which is something that we are currently working on, it will be released sometime next year, so watch out for our crowdfunding campaign, is that you will also be able to connect all kinds of digital content to your physical Questlog. So no matter if you take notes on a notebook app, or if you have a lot of like thousands and thousands of digital images on your computer, on your external hard drive and USB sticks, or you can just put them all into your Questlogs. And then our goal is really to establish Questlogs as the central object in your home that you can take out on a rainy afternoon or when your friends come over, and you can talk about and share and reflect on experience and those special moments that you had when you were traveling. So thank you for your attention. It was a brief pitch, and I'm looking forward to all your comments, and please feel free to reach out if you own a bookstore, if you're a publisher, or if you work anywhere in the tourism industry. I'm always open for collaborations.
Thank you, Frederick. I am a complete and utter souvenir messi. Finally, I know what to do with all my stuff, because like I used to collect, and I always had this idea of like like making like a art piece with like the tickets, because it is a really nice thing to have. So why didn't you come before I threw it all away?
Yeah, that's exactly where I started from. I knew from my parents we made these thick photo albums, and we glued in these menus from restaurants we went to and annotated them, and all these, they were really precious objects in our home. And I always thought, I'm going to do that, and I collected all these things. But then in the end, like when I moved apartments, and I found these boxes, and I thought, why did I even carry that around half of the world? I don't even know what it is anymore. And that's kind of sad, because these items are really precious and have a lot of personal meaning. And if you put them in a Questlog, maybe you're more inclined to look at them from time to time and then also relive the memories and share them with others.
Yeah, I love the idea of like getting together with friends and then, like getting out the Questlog. How many Questlogs do you have in your shelf?
Including my storage.
Yeah, especially in times like these where you can't travel, it's nice to sort of revisit all the places you've been to. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get a Questlog. Thank you so much. Good luck to you too. And we have come to the end of all the pitches. I have to say, They were all brilliant, and I am very glad that I, as usual, don't have to decide who's going to win. Somebody else actually decided that. And now the jury member, Carmen Udina, is going to come here, spokesperson for IG Digital and head of DT Digital, and she will announce the winner of the CONTENTshift-Accelerator 2020! Yes! The stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Carmen, and I'm very proud to pronounce the winner of this year's CONTENTshift 2020. I'm so happy that I met you guys and girls, but there can only be one winner, and the winner this year is Scifi. Carsten, let me tell you why we chose you or your team. I will do it in German because a lot of people who participate in this event are Germans, and I'm convinced that the rest of you will understand why we chose Scifi. Scifi ist die Zukunft.
Scifi is the future of scientific publishing. Carsten Borchert and his team simplified the collaborative creation and expert evaluation of content. The team has developed tremendously in the last 6 months of the sponsorship program. With their compelling business model, they have acquired renowned research institutes as customers and created another business model during the competition for open publishing services. Within the mentoring program, the startup also succeeded in networking with the industry and establishing new partnerships. In this way, they have demonstrated a high degree of professionalism and have embraced the spirit of the CONTENTshift-Accelerator in its truest sense. On behalf of the German Publishers and Booksellers Association and all partners, we cordially congratulate them.
Lieber Carsten, der diesjährige Gewinner. So, ab zum Sekt, würde ich sagen.
Würde ich auch sagen.
I think you have to go that way because
Yes,
we have the distance issue. And I'm back. Unfortunately, normally, like Carmen mentioned, we'd all be on the stage and we'd have champagne and we'd be celebrating. But unfortunately, this year we can't, but we'll celebrate behind the scene. And I just want to say thank you to all the wonderful startups. For me, they are all winners. As usual, I love the diversity and the creativity, so they're all winners for me, actually. And hopefully, next year, we will be back at the book fair in all its glory. And if you're a startup and you think this all sounded really appealing, then you can go to the website of the CONTENTshift-Accelerator. You'll find all the information on the website. The application phase starts in April. And if you are an industry player and you think, wow, this sounds amazing, the startups are all brilliant, you can also support the program financially and become a jury member. Also, the information is on the website. So thank you to everybody who was involved. Thank you to the great jury members. Thank you to all the supporters. Thank you to the CONTENTshift team who made this possible, that we can have this physical event. And I hope to see you again next year at the book fair in 2021.